अस्सलाम वालेकुम एवरीवन।
आपके हाथ में क्या है?
ये रली है।
तो ये किस तरह की रली है? ये अच्छा नहीं है कि इस तरह छाप के फैक्ट्री से आ जाए तो आपको इतनी मेहनत नहीं करनी पड़ेगी फिर?
जी नहीं, ये अच्छी नहीं है, ये हमको नुकसान है इसमें से। ये जो छपाई वाली आती है ना, हमको तो बहुत नुकसान है। हम कहाँ से आमदनी लाएंगे? हमारे गांव की औरतें कहाँ जाएंगी? जो इसको हुनर आता है, ये रलियाँ बनाती हैं और अपना हुनर वाली रलियाँ बेचेंगी, अपने बच्चे को पढ़ाएंगे, अपने गांव का कुछ आमदन बाहर से आगे कुछ बनाएंगे। ये तो बहुत नुकसान है, हमारे लिए तो नुकसान है। हमको ये काम नहीं पसंद है। हाँ, मैं सही कहती हूँ। हम जब ये अपना हुनर करेंगे, हमारे हुनर वाली रलियाँ जो बनेगी या भेजी जाएंगी या बेचेंगी, तो हमारे बच्चे भी पढ़ेंगे, हमारे बच्चे भी पढ़ेंगे और अच्छे हो जाएंगे। ये काम नहीं है, अच्छा नहीं है, हमको पसंद नहीं है। ये हमारा बहुत नुकसान है, ये काम है जो हम औरतों के लिए नुकसान वाला है।
ठीक है, शुक्रिया
जी।
When talent is replaced with technology, what will we do? How will we earn? I met Bibi Khatoon 13 years ago, and the question that she's asking is even more relevant today. When the wisdom of generations is reduced to pixels in print, heritage becomes an inspirational shortcut, and cultural identity is lost. We have moved from creating with people to creating for markets, and convenience has replaced connection. Today, we produce more, consume more, and waste more. According to earth.org, every year, 92 million tons of textile waste ends up in landfills. To give you some perspective on that, that's one garbage truck full of waste which is dumped every second. Did you know that it takes 2,700 liters of water to make just one t-shirt? That's enough water for one person to drink for 900 days. Having lived and studied in cities like Tehran, Dubai, New York, and New Delhi, I got to see how easy it was for success to be defined by what we wear and what we own rather than what we build and contribute. My dream of becoming a world-famous fashion designer changed to becoming a sustainable designer when I discovered documentaries on how sweatshops were making garments for big brands and how plastic pollution was destroying our oceans. I decided to return back home to Pakistan to make a difference, to rediscover my culture that supports craftsmanship with a conscience, to find beauty that will not fade with the next trend. Pakistan is one of the top 5 cotton producing countries of the world. Our textile industry is the largest contributor to our economy. But that achievement comes at the cost of millions of workers that are unregistered, unprotected, and underpaid. Sangar is Pakistan's largest cotton growing district. I went there looking for organic cotton, also known as white gold. Sustainability at its purest, that's what I thought at the time. But instead I found these little ones with their little hands picking the cotton. The irony, the women that were picking cotton in the fields were wearing 100% polyester clothing because it needs, it's color fast, it saves its color, and it doesn't require ironing much. So these women were surrounded by many, many children, just sweating, itching, and working in the fields through the dust and the heat. There is no childhood in the field. There is only labor. We know that every child has the right to basic literacy, but not every child gets that opportunity. Sustainability is not just about what we grow and how we grow it. Sustainability is also about how we treat the people who grow it. I decided to stay back in Sangar for another 2 years. It was a city that was unknown to me. I didn't grow up there, or neither did my previous generations. But I stayed there to work on a project that was to train 1,500 women that were cotton pickers, but also had knowledge of traditional craft skills. These women were trained in enhancing their craft skills, which gave them the opportunity at a second income so that they could choose to educate their children. My first day of training, I had 70 women sitting in that room. Each one was representing her village. And out of those 70 women, I gave them papers and pencils and I said, just write your name or draw a cloud or a tree or a pattern. And out of those 70 women, 12 of them held a pencil in their hand and said, what do I do with this? I've never seen this in my life. They had never been to school, they had never left their village, and they had never been given a chance. That moment changed my purpose. It stopped being about cotton, and it became about finding pathways to equal opportunity and opening doors to financial independence. The craft sector employs thousands of home-based women that quietly sit in the corners of their homes, weaving, embroidering, crocheting, and stitching their way towards independence. I'm fortunate to be heading an organization called RLCC, the Raana Liaquat Craftsmen's Colony, which supports hundreds of women in low-income areas like Shah Faisal. RLCC was founded in 1954 by Begum Rana Liaquat Ali Khan, a visionary woman who laid down the foundation for women empowerment in Pakistan. RLCC trains and supports these women by giving them knowledge of how to produce products that can be sold globally, and these products are created using they're eco-friendly products that are created using natural fiber or upcycled textile, paper, and plastic waste. Today, these women are no longer invisible hands. They're visible contributors to Pakistan's creative economy. I used to think sustainability meant giving things up, but it actually means giving things meaning. I couldn't shop for many years after I saw those children in the fields. But my sister every year still insists on buying me something new for Eid, because God forbid we wear something old on Eid. It's like a national crime. But we've forgotten that beauty doesn't come from newness. It comes from creativity, and it comes from care. We care when we hand wash our clothes to give them a longer life. We care when we hold hands to cross a busy street. We care when we raise our hands in prayer. We care when we plant trees. We care when we cook, when we write, when we paint, and when we make music. We care when we create. Today, AI is taking jobs faster than universities can teach them. Photography, art, design, editing, content creation, modeling, coding, customer service, entire entry-level jobs that are disappearing. But here's the twist. The more digitally automated the world becomes, the more rare handmade will be. And what is rare is always more valuable. Handmade forces us to pause. And in that pause, something important happens. Production slows down. And when production slows down, we make less, we waste less, and we care more. Progress doesn't always mean acceleration. Progress means choosing methods that protect resources, preserve heritage, and keeps people, not machines, at the center of creation. The things we make with our hands can never be automated. Every time we support local and handmade, we choose to keep humanity employed and we choose to keep culture alive. Every time we choose to share and repair rather than shop and replace, we are disrupting the cycle of overproduction, which is affecting our environment and is damaging our planet. It's not just a creative choice, it's a climate choice. It's a small act of resistance with a significantly large impact. We are building a different kind of future, and you can be whoever you want and still be a very important part of that future. You can be a designer who collaborates and co-creates with craftswomen. You can be an exporter who connects artisans to global markets. You can be a marketeer who tells a story behind the work. You can be a techie who makes platforms for visibility. You can be an influencer who supports the cause. Or you can simply be a conscious consumer who chooses intention over impulse. This is where your power is. You already know the impact that industry has on the planet and the people, and you already have the tools to change that narrative. The generations that came before us revived cultural heritage and craft. My generation was privileged enough to refine it, and it gives me immense hope to know that your generation, the generations of the future that are immensely informed, connected, and influential will take our crafts beyond what we ever could. Take these crafts, protect them, promote them, and proudly share them with the world, because you literally have and own the world in your palms. The future is handmade, a future where technology and humanity move together, a future where what we create reflects who we are. Let's build that future, together hand in hand. Thank you.